Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Kessler. I'm a board-certified pediatrician and a fellow of the American Academy of Pediatrics. Welcome to Dr. Jason's Kitchen. Today we're going to be preparing a very important treat for your young baby. That's right, we're going to be talking about infant formulas. Now, the best formula for your baby is breast milk. It has all the nutrients, all the fluid, all the nutrition that your baby needs. And a little breast milk is better than no breast milk. So if you can at all breastfeed your baby, that is the best thing. But there are several quality infant formulas on the market available for your baby. For any infant formula that you get, you should be able to follow these preparation instructions. Now, if your baby doesn't tolerate a formula, you may need to change and use a different type of formula. Ask your child's healthcare provider for help. So now we're going to get into preparing formulas. This is a ready prepared bottle. It's very simple to prepare. It has a child-proof cap on it, so you need to put a little pressure on it. But all you really need to do is open it up, put on a nipple. This is a disposable nipple from the company. Make sure that it's mixed very well. You've got to shake this thing really well before you give it to the baby. You can do that before or after you put the nipple on. And then it's ready to go. You just put it in the baby's mouth and let them eat. There is a liquid concentrate formula. I don't have any of that to show you here today. It's just mixed half and half with water and then fed to the baby. Most people will be using powdered formulas. I have Enfamil today. Like I said, Enfamil or Similac are usually the recommended formulas that I recommend for most babies. So we're going to talk more about preparing powdered formula. And the first thing we really want to pay attention to is cleanliness. It's important to be very clean. The first time that you use a baby bottle and nipple, I recommend boiling it to sterilize it first. Obviously, you don't have to do that if you're breastfeeding. And every time you use a baby bottle or nipple, you want to make sure that it's very clean for the baby so that after that initial sterilization, usually a good hand wash will do the job. Most of them are not dishwasher safe, so I do not recommend putting bottles or nipples in the dishwasher. Let's talk for a minute about the temperature of the baby formula. From a medical standpoint, the temperature of the formula is not important, but most babies like to eat at a good 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. That's body temperature, and that's the temperature that breast milk would normally be served at in a breastfeeding baby. Some sources will say you need to boil your water before making formula with it. It's not a bad idea to boil the water, but it's not, strictly speaking, necessary. If you boil water, be sure that you bring that back down to 98.6 or to room temperature before feeding it to the baby. We don't want to feed water that's too hot to a baby. Never ever use a microwave. The microwave can heat liquids unevenly, resulting in hot spots in this liquid, and that can be enough to burn the baby. So for rewarming, I recommend either immersing the bottle in hot water or simply running it under warm water under the sink. If you use bottled water to mix your formula for the baby, I recommend using water that is specifically made to be mixed for baby formula. It will be in the same aisle in the store that you find regular bottled water, but it will say infant water or baby water or something like that. Strictly speaking, it is not necessary to use bottled water. You can use tap water. Your municipal water supply has strict requirements for safety and water content. So your tap water should be just as good as any other water source to mix the baby's formula. Unless there is a statement from your water authority that you need to do otherwise, you can use tap water to mix baby's formula. And that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to just use warm tap water to mix the baby's formula. Before we get started, making sure that all our bottles are clean and sanitized, and we've washed our hands to make sure they're nice and clean. So I'm going to come over to the sink here. We want it lukewarm. We don't want hot water for the baby. There, we've got a good temperature there. That's going to be really good for the baby. Baby's going to enjoy that. We're going to add the water before we add the powdered formula. This bottle has measurements on it for the number of ounces. So we need to decide ahead of time how many ounces we're going to make. To make it easier, unless your doctor has told you otherwise, mix formula in even numbers, 2, 4, 6, up to 8 ounces. In this case, we're going to go to 4 ounces. I need to turn that water temperature down a little bit because I've been letting it run a little bit too hot. We're going to use the lines on our bottle. Okay, so we've got 4 ounces of water in this little bottle here. And next we're going to add the star of the show, our formula. Always use the scoop that came with your formula. Now we want a level scoop, not packed, not heaping. We want that scoop to be level. So I'm going to scoop up some formula here. A lot of different ways you can level that off. I like to use the lid of the container just to level that off. We're not packing it, we're just leveling it. A knife, like a butter knife, works very well also. This is the perfect scoop right here. And I'm going to put that in that bottle. Now remember, we put 4 ounces of water in here. And to make perfect formula, we need 1 scoop for every 2 ounces. So I need 2 scoops. All right, so I'm going to use 2 scoops. I'm going to use 1 scoop to make 2 ounces. I'm going to use 2 scoops to make 4 ounces, 3 scoops to make 6 ounces, 4 scoops to make 8 ounces. And that's as complicated a math as you need to do. All right, every 2 ounces gets 1 scoop. So I've put that formula in with the water, and next I'm going to seal it up nice and tight. Now, next we need to mix this up really good. Now I prefer to take the caps off and use a clean finger to cover the holes on the very top of the nipple that the baby will eat out of so that we can mix this formula up. And now it's time to do a little mixing dance. We're going to mix the dance. We're going to mix, okay? Okay. Make sure there are no clumps of formula and that this is a nice smooth mix for the baby. We're going to do a quality check to make sure we're doing good. And the easiest way is to take this over to the sink. Your wrist is one of the most sensitive areas of your body for temperature. Just put a couple of drops on there, and yep, that feels comfortable. That's not cold, it's not hot, it's just perfect body temperature, and that's going to be perfect bottle for the baby to drink. And now we've got a bottle ready for our baby. It's a masterpiece of baby cuisine. And feeding the baby will be the topic of another video. If you like this video, give us a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel so you can see more content like this. Hit that alarm to get reminded, and remember to share with your friends so that everybody can learn from Dr. Jason. Remember, you got this. See you soon.